Have you ever wondered how inflation affects your daily life, or how the decisions of those in power can have a ripple effect on your personal finances? Let's take a moment to delve into this. Inflation, in a nutshell, is the increase in the cost of goods and services over time. It's that sneaky force that makes your dollar today not quite as powerful as it was yesterday. The recent inflation issue in the United States didn't just materialize out of thin air. It began with a complex interplay of factors, including supply chain disruptions, energy price spikes, and financial contagions like the crash of Silicon Valley Bank. As reported by CNN, even Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen admitted to underestimating the long-term threat of inflation. So, what does this mean for you, the average American citizen? Well, it touches every aspect of your life. The food on your table, the gas in your car, even the roof over your head, everything becomes more expensive. And these price surges can be especially hard-hitting for those living paycheck to paycheck. Inflation isn't just a buzzword tossed around by economists, it has real implications for every American. The decisions made in the corridors of power echo in our grocery aisles and gas stations, in our bank accounts, and in the very fabric of our daily lives. Understanding the government's role in managing inflation is key to making sense of the current situation. To unravel the Biden administration's approach to inflation, we need to look at two key players: the Federal Reserve and the Treasury. The Federal Reserve, often referred to as the Central Bank of the United States, plays a crucial role in controlling inflation. It does this primarily by manipulating interest rates, with the goal of maintaining economic stability. The Biden administration's reliance on the Federal Reserve to tackle inflation is a significant part of their strategy. On the other hand, the Treasury, led by Secretary Janet Yellen, is another essential piece of the puzzle. In a recent interview, Yellen acknowledged underestimating the long-term threat of inflation. This admission underscores the challenges faced by the administration in predicting and responding to economic trends. Yellen attributed the inflation surge to unforeseen factors like supply chain disruptions and energy price spikes, suggesting a complex interplay of global and domestic issues. The Biden administration has taken various measures to address these challenges. For instance, they've released oil reserves in a bid to temper energy prices, a move that directly targets one of the factors Yellen pointed to. They're also working on addressing supply chain issues, which have been a significant contributor to inflation. However, it's important to note that these measures aren't just about economics, they're also about politics. The administration's response to inflation is under scrutiny, with critics pointing to perceived failures and a tarnished credibility on economic matters. As such, every step taken is not just an economic decision but a political one as well. Inflation isn't just a number on a page or a statistic in a news report. It's a real issue that affects everyday life, from the cost of groceries to the price of gas. And the actions of policymakers, from the Federal Reserve to the Treasury, don't occur in a vacuum. They directly impact the economy and, by extension, our own wallets. The actions of policymakers don't occur in a vacuum. They directly impact the economy and, by extension, our own wallets. Inflation isn't just an economic issue, it's a political one too. And the Biden administration is navigating these choppy waters with caution. The impact of inflation has sparked a heated blame game across the political spectrum. Republicans are quick to critique Biden's economic policies, attributing the inflation woes to his administration's decisions. Meanwhile, Democrats counter these critiques, attributing the crisis to financial deregulation during the Trump era. As we see, managing this crisis is no easy task. It's a balancing act between maintaining economic stability, addressing inflation concerns, and managing potential political fallout. The administration has reassured the public about the safety of the banking system and pledged to hold those responsible for any failure accountable. There are also upcoming elections to consider. The administration's handling of inflation could significantly influence the voting populace. The Federal Reserve's interest rate strategy and congressional actions will play crucial roles in addressing the crisis. Therefore, the way this administration responds politically to inflation will not only shape the narrative around the issue, but could also influence public opinion. The political response to inflation can shape the narrative around the issue and influence public opinion. Inflation is a complex issue with no easy solutions, but what does the future hold? As we peer into the economic crystal ball, the trajectory of inflation in the United States remains uncertain. Expert opinions vary. Some foresee a gradual easing of inflationary pressures while others warn of a protracted period of high prices. Amidst this uncertainty, President Biden's team is proposing solutions like clean energy tax credits, aiming to stimulate the economy while addressing environmental concerns. However, these solutions are not without challenges. Global factors such as geopolitical tensions and supply chain disruptions continue to exert upward pressure on prices. Domestically, potential food shortages loom on the horizon, threatening to exacerbate inflationary pressures. The administration's strategies will need to navigate these tricky waters, balancing short-term relief with long-term economic stability. In this ever-evolving scenario, the importance of staying informed and understanding the broader context cannot be overstated. As we navigate the twists and turns of the inflation story, it's crucial to stay informed and understand the broader context.